Hey guys, today we're another card of the day, and today we have Tegrid, God of Fright. 3 and a black legendary creature god with menace. Whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent or discards a permanent card, you may put that card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control for 5. I've played against Tegrid a few times, and there's a few things I can note about her. I've never played as her in either Brawl, Standard, or EDH. It's always been against her. And I have to say, for most of the part, from what I've seen, Tigrid's always been seen as a glass cannon from my point of view, where people usually will try to power her out super early. That's when a bunch of like fast mana and fast stuff that they want to like sacrifice. That sacrifice itself comes out, and so usually people want to take advantage of that, and so they try to ramp Tigrid out. I see people like Dark Ritual her out, or sometimes like Mox Lotus, or Gilded Lotus, or whatever, some crazy fast mana starts, and then people will try to kill her if you're not playing against like if you're playing against colors that will have like the premium removal that doesn't do damage based removal, like the non-green, non-red colors. And then you're stuck with Tigrid not being in play because you ramped her out and you don't have any mana to play her until like 500 turns later because you wanted to get that Tigrid value out early. And that's understandable, especially being in EDH where you got to be a little greedy if you want to get those good games. So with that being said, I think she's very much glass cannon. And when you remove her, you're pretty much removing the deck. From what I've seen, you can play it like a value piece, stacks piece, which is I guess how you're supposed to play her. I think she's pretty strong nonetheless. Like if you do get a few lands, like it's not gonna be end of the world for the table, but that's free ramp for you, right? That's a free card. Is it even a May? This card is a card. You may okay, it's a May ability as well. So that's even better. The fact that you have the option to do it. You don't have to do it. So I'm not sure if there's any like bad sack pieces that, has some sort of bad thing happen to you when you sacrifice it. But the fact that this is a May and it just gives you that card advantage is pretty strong. When I said it was pretty strong to play, it's pretty hard to play against Tegrid and like the red and green colors, I was saying because she has a big butt. 4/5 means you're not killing her at all, right? The bolts, the pyroclasms, the wrath of God, or the anger of gods. Yeah, she's surviving all that. Maybe it's because she's a god, but a lot of the gods die from that sort of stuff. Ironically enough, yeah, she's pretty strong when it comes to those like aggressive colors. She's definitely a beefcake in the back. So I do say she is probably one of the stronger gods released just because of her effect, regardless of not being indestructible. She's incredibly strong. I would even say she might be too rough for casual pods, but she's probably just fine in like the 75 meta or even low power CDH, where like people don't really mind that, although of course it's all group dependent. One thing that I do have to mention with T-Grid is the fact that it becomes really rough to play against T-Grid when you're playing like the red or blue colors, because when you discard stuff and you have a bunch of these colors discard a lot of cards, right? They have like the looting effect and they have the rummaging effect. Especially with blue, when you discard when you discard with these, you have to be super careful. You don't discard a permanent because this becomes pretty problematic when you want to discard like those high CMC cards because you have too many cards in hand. You have to start to actually be careful with your discards because Tigrid's on that battlefield. But if that's the case, you're probably losing already, right? Because Tigrid offers such a high advantage for the Tigrid player. Her backside, um, weirdly enough, ironically enough, no pun intended, doesn't seem too strong. However, if you do have infinite mana, I don't know how you get infinite mana in black. I'm not too accustomed to like the black cards. It's pretty strong to have infinite mana because it's a game ender. But if you don't have infinite mana, it's not too strong at all because obviously they just take 3 life. We've seen this sort of effect in things like the Court of Ambition, where 3 life is not enough to warrant being played. Like bolting everyone isn't too strong, and I think that's why it's not mentioned too much. Because it's just not something that you see very often. Black having like infinite mana. They have a lot of mana, not infinite usually. It's always like some limited number, but it's very high numbers because of Cabal Coffers Nordborg. So with that being said, I have to say Tigrid is, yeah, she's all in all pretty strong commander. You should definitely watch her before she comes out because you want to keep some removal for her because you will be drowned in advantage if you are playing in like high power decks where they had to sacrifice a lot of permanents for that utility, because Tigrid will get you. She will eat you alive. Anyways, as per usual, tell me what you guys think in the comments down below with Tigrid. How do you handle her? How do you play her? Is she good? Is she bad? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below. Anyways, as per usual, peace out, guys, and have a nice day.